What up, boys and girls? It's your boy MC Fixer here. Before we start this video, I need to have a quick sorry and quick message. So, for some reason, the beginning of the video didn't record. There was issues with it. So, we are going to be kicking off the show with, just as we're midway through, speaking about Red Dead Redemption Online. Bless you, Haley. I'm sorry about this for the beginning of the show, so you've missed the intro part where we kind of went in depth with Red Dead Online for the video version only. The audio version is going to be absolutely fine. So if you want to check out the audio, go to SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, and the Google Play Store. You can listen to the audio there. I know some of you love the video and appreciate the video, so I wanted to just let you guys know that there was a boo-boo. I made a mistake. It won't happen again. It may happen again. I'm sorry. Till next time, enjoy the show. Anything else that you played this week?
Yeah, I got two quick ones for you. So we actually returned to Rocket League on my Twitch channel. I hosted a Rocket League tournament on Sunday, our Snowbike Mike Sunday tournament series number 2. We went back to Rocket League. I got to practice my shoutcasting. It was a lot of fun, and it was really cool to see the community come out and play Rocket League. We actually even had some cross-platform play with Xbox and Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Worked flawlessly, no issues, and it's so cool to see that game after being, I've been away from it for so long, to go back and see the things you can do, see the pretty maps that they've put in, the different modes. It was like, oh man, this was a great game back in the day that I used to enjoy. I'm glad I got to take a step back and look at it, but that was just a quick little touch in. I just shoutcasted, so no playing for me. And then my final one, of course, releasing today, technically, Just Cause 4. Got my hands on that yesterday. I put up a strong 15-minute first look up on the YouTube page that went live today. And I got to say, I'm happy. I'm excited to get back into it, Fix.
Did you get it early?
Yeah, so if you bought the super special edition in a day early, it was technically came out at Monday or Sunday. So I got to play about 2 to 3 hours of it. And, I talked about it before. I love that GTA to the next level type feel. That is Just Cause, where we're shooting things at the base. We're blowing up canisters. I'm grappling hook people together, people to cars, and I just go wild with it. So it's happy to be back. It's big, it's colorful, it's bright, and it's explosive. So that's all I got to say about that one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I haven't played anything else really. Not on Xbox anyway. I've been playing. I'm getting ready for Siege. Siege's new season starts today.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I'm gonna be jumping back into that. So Mike, if you're into Siege, my dude, now's the time. I'm gonna train you. I'm gonna get you to. I'm gonna say silver because I'm not a gold player, as I've learned. So I used to tell people I was a gold player, and then there's this Rainbow Six tracker, and I checked and I average a silver rating and not a gold. I'm like, oh god.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay.
I thought I was good at the game. Clearly not. Clearly not. But yeah,
well, I will tell you.
Let's do it, bro.
This Padawan would love to learn from the sensei, so I would definitely jump in there with you. Okay. I'm more of a pulse guy. I like to sit there with my camera and just do this all day. You know what I mean? That's my move right there. I love that guy. So yeah, I would definitely love to find a night or two to play with you for sure. We would make that happen.
Well, let's get into the topic of the show, dude, because we've got a spicy story came out this week.
Ooh.
Which is, I want to preference this with definitely rumor, speculation, no confirmation from Microsoft or anybody else for that matter. But what's the name for me? I'm guessing it's a riff of a basketball player, which is Cobril. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Oh, Cobril. Yeah. When you wrote it in the show notes, I actually don't know what that is at all. So I don't know if that's referencing something.
This is the gentleman's Twitter anyway. He sent the internet into a frenzy with the tweet, which was, let's make this Monday a little bit more interesting. I can say that Xbox is in advanced talks a few months with a mid-sized studio that is historically worked together with Sony a bit. No name dropping because of the ongoing negotiations for now, but it is interesting nonetheless. So this sent the internet into an absolute craze, like absolutely mental. Everyone was like, oh my god, it's going to be Insomniac. And the gentleman then came out and confirmed that it's not Insomniac, which upset a lot of people, but that leaves a very few teams now that Xbox could be going after. So I wrote down a little list here just to go through, which is Quantic Dream, who did Detroit Become Human, Supermassive, who did Until Dawn, Housemarque, who did Resogun, Ready at Dawn, who did the Order, and Bluepoint, who did Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection and Shadow of the Colossus Remake. So some great studios there, nonetheless. Mike, number one, do you think Xbox is going to be trying to go for any of these studios, or do you think this is total bullshit?
Well, I mean, it's easy to say number one. Of course they are. They are in the market of acquiring these studios, and any name that's big, that's creating these games that we all know and love. Of course they're in talks. Now, is that true? Is it false? That's up to your idea or speculation. But in reality, a company like this is always in talks with people around the world on acquiring new studios, new IPs, whatever. So it's hard to say, oh no, of course they're not in talks with them. Any good company is always in talks with somebody to buy them. Now, when you give me that list of names, I'm like, when I read it this morning, it was like 5 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible, So my hype meter started to crank up.
Okay, this is the question though. So the rumor is it's one of these studios. If you had to put your finger on one of them, which one would you want, and which one do you actually think it is? Let's start with the one you would like. Out of those studios, which one would you want on the Xbox team to go along with the great other 13 or 14 studios they've got now?
My one that I wrote down where I was like, this is the one I want would be Supermassive, because they created Until Dawn. That was one of my favorite PS4 exclusives ever, and I thought it was so great. You put that in an Xbox landscape, whether it be still with the scary games. I know we already talked about, remember the Dark Picture anthology is coming soon. So, I don't know where that would play out, but they continue the horror games. I think you add in well with that stable of games we talked about. It's single player, it's story driven, narrative based, and you get a scary game. You can put it in that Halloween, maybe even February window, like we're going to see with Resident Evil. That would be a good addition to the team. Now, in reality, I think that team might be too big. So I was looking at it, I was like, okay, that Blue Point with Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection and Shadow of the Colossus remake.
They're very much known for remakes. They remake. They're a Porthouse team, really. That's what they do. They are great at it. They're fantastic at it. But they're very much known for taking games like Metal Gear Solid, like the two games we've already mentioned, and there's a few others, and bringing them to other platforms. And they're good at doing that. They haven't ever done, from my knowledge of in the last few years, they've not worked on their own IP or anything of their self. So I kind of think that rules them out a little bit. So carry on your thought process. I apologize.
Really? Oh, no, I you put it well in perspective there. But remember, like we talked about with the other studios that they already bought, the push of like, here's the financial backing could change all that. You've shown that you can at least, remake games, put these back up into the new graphical era. Now they could be able to make a game. On the flip side of that, I look at that and say, man, there's a lot of remasters or remake of old Xbox titles I would love to see. And to have a company that could be there to do that for you, that could go well with the stable.
So I don't have that nostalgia the way many other people do. I was a PlayStation kid all the way through till to 360. And then I switched over from 360 and been with Bleeding Green since then, pretty much. So for me, I don't have nostalgia for any of those old school, when people talk about Crimson Skies, Conquer, and all those games. I'm just like, I played them. I've played those games. Don't get me wrong. I had an Xbox for a very, very brief time. Remember playing the Incredible Hulk on it. Top-notch game.
There you go.
And it looks way better on Xbox than it did to PS2, so I was super happy then. But yeah, for me, I just don't know what Bluepoint would do. They don't have... There's no 360 games even that could do with the graphical update. And Xbox have done such a great job of being able to play everything everywhere. Backwards compatibility for the OG Xbox, the 360 now. Bluepoint to me is like, do we need an up-res studio? I'm thinking Xbox need new. They don't need a Shadow Colossus or an Uncharted collection. They've got nothing that has that much impact, in my opinion, that could do with the up-resing. That's my thought process.
No, I like that, Fix. And I think that's a good one. It's the opposite side of me of like, where I'm like, look at the stable of games we have. You could up-res these, you know what I mean? With backwards compatibility.
Which one would you like the most?
Oh, man, what would I like the most? I think there's too many games to truly put a pin on which one I would look at. I would have to go through and really think back of like, what games did I love the most? Because I think Xbox compatibility always has me where it's like, I'm willing to spend the $20. Like Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning came out last week. I spent the $20. You look at whatever game comes out on that, you're willing to spend the 20. But if I was to get a super updated HD graphical up-res on any of those special games, I would pay $60. Warcraft 3 Reforged is a perfect example.
Okay. I've lost Mike.
So I'm all about it.
I lost
on the flip side, don't. So
back, don't worry.
saying, though, on the flip side, though, we should talk about. I want to touch on Ready at Dawn: The Order. Now, if there's one game or one studio that you're talking about where you want a game, you want an IP from them, I might look at that because The Order was so ill-received. Of people either liked it, they loved the graphics, or they hated it, right? And so we haven't really heard much from them over at that studio. That could be one on the tipping point of, hey, here's X amount of dollars, here's the contract, we would like to be with you. I could see that flip happening. Yeah, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm with the thing with me and Ready at Dawn. Yeah, my only problem with Ready at Dawn is the game was the New Order wasn't a great game for me. I just didn't think it was a great game. It was a great showpiece. Like I was saying to Kresh before the show, we were talking. I said that might still be the best looking game on this generation, or from a sheer graphical standpoint. But from a game standpoint, it just wasn't fun. It wasn't long enough. The story was meh. Xbox do need some showpieces like that though, because they don't have anything as pretty as Detroit Become Human, The Order. Like, I don't think many games look to that. I think the only ones we've got really is, like, obviously, I don't really count Forza in with that, because Forza is just in its own level and it's cars. So for me, it's like, I'm talking about Gears and stuff like that. Gears looks great, but it's not to the same level as what The Order looks, in my opinion.
Yeah. No doubt. Agreed with that. Yeah, totally. I mean, I think having a showpiece is a perfect example. Like you just said, when I think of Gears, I don't think, oh my God, do you remember playing Detroit Become Human, where I was literally talking with that robot? Like, is this lady for real right now?
Exactly.
So yeah, I could see that. That would be a good addition to your stable. All of these are huge studios in my mind that are more PlayStation focused, and it would be tough for me to imagine. It would be like, oh my gosh, this is incredible if they could really swing something like that.
For me, the one you hit on, you already said, is Supermassive. For me, Supermassive is the one that, if I had to choose, would be the one I choose, strictly because of Game Pass. I think the way they create games, with Xbox would then allow them to create games at a quicker process of like, cool, here's the Xbox. Here, each episode comes out month by month by month, gives them time to then develop it. We've now lost Telltale, so nobody else is doing episodic content on a AAA scale. Nobody's going to have it. But Xbox have Game Pass, which is the perfect place to distribute that. So Supermassive, to me, would be a perfect fit. Also, I'd love Quantic Dream, but their games take too long. That's my only problem with them, is their games take way too long to come, where I'm like, I don't know if I can wait that long. So, I don't know if I can wait that long. But yeah, so this is an interesting piece of news, though. Very, very interesting.
I'm sure that lit the internet ablaze on a Monday, is right.
It was ridiculous, dude. Like, literally, I logged on to Twitter, and it was just like crazy. I was just like, oh god, what happened? And it's like, oh, Fixer, you gonna make a video on it? I was like, I'll talk about it on my Xbox and me. I don't need to. It doesn't need its own video. Let me quickly thank our Patreon producer this week, Mike Lynch. Appreciate you, buddy. Without you, this show doesn't happen. And also, without these Patreon supporters, let me do my $5 or more thank yous. So that's your boy Mike Lynch, your boy Snowbite Mike. That's you. Hey, that's you.
I'm a Patreon.
Mr. Moody, Alex Waite, Stuart Parker, Words About Games, Mr. Cooney, Sandra Lisdy, Reese Stanfield, never say his last name before, Sarah Ann Kenneth, Negrita, Paul Dans, Ian Keane, Fiona, Simon, Kresh, Stephen Shearer, Yami, Thomas Elkin, also known as Greedy is, my dude, Cal, Rahul, Paul Scarlett, Patrick. Thank you so much for your Patreon support on www.patreon.com/mcfixer. Back to the show. Let's get to it. News, Mike. We've got a bit of it. We went a little bit long, so you might have to skip some of it. Some of it's pretty meh anyway. But this one's literally on here for you, because I'm not in America, so this doesn't affect me in the slightest. But
Really?
yeah, because we haven't got GameStop. GameStop
Oh.
reports third quarter loss of 488.6 million. GameStop has released its third quarterly financial report, which ended on November 3rd, showing an overall net income loss of 488 million. The reports include the recent sale of the Spring Mobile, one GameStop Corp's owned companies, which in approximately 700 million. GameStop previously said they would pay off debts, fund share repurchases, reinvest in core video game collectible businesses to drive growth of some collaborations of these options with the funds from Spring Mobile. There's a little bit more to go on. They lost about 13.4% in pre-order sales, and there's some other stats there. Mike, do you use GameStop or are you an all-digital guy?
So I'm all digital. I always preach that to you. I believe that digital is the future. It's just so much easier, especially for me, where I'm on both sides of the coin. I don't have the best internet up in this mountain town. I have decent internet where I can download a game at a decent pace. It doesn't take 2 days. It doesn't take a full day. But at the same time, I'm not flying through things. But then on the flip side, I live a whole 20 to 40 minutes away from the nearest GameStop. So it is a commitment for me to be like, oh man, I need a game on a Tuesday. I got to go drive all the way down a hill, a snowy peak, mind you. It's like Forza Horizon out there, like, I'm surviving. And so it's tough for me. It's a commitment for me to go to GameStop. I go to GameStop and it puts it down here for hardware, accessories, and now collectibles. I think everybody. Exactly. And so I think everything is moving now towards, like you saw, that Best Buy game program that was just outrageous, where you're buying like a game and getting one half off or something crazy. I think that really dug into GameStop. Amazon, where you can get the 2-day free shipping. You can get it delivered to your house the day of. That is crushing poor GameStop. Everybody has these different deals, whether it be, you're just straight up Microsoft Marketplace, where it's just kind of crushing and digging into GameStop. And on the flip side, I just said it to you. The only way I'm going to GameStop is hardware. Well, guess what? Amazon will ship it to me in 2 days. So that kind of starts scratching it off. You go to places like this. I'm sure you guys have one out there to kind of walk around. Walk around, talk with the store guy over there. Like, hey, what games do you play? What cool controllers do you have? And you're like staring. And most of the time you might be on your phone, like comparing prices or not even worrying about it, And so I only go there to have the feeling of like, hey, I'm at an actual game store. I'm looking around. I can talk with fellow, gamers.
Yeah, people are not that nice in London, unfortunately. So I talk to nobody.
I'll come out there. We'll talk. I'll get them going. That's right.
But I understand what you're saying. But it seems like it's such a niche now. And so I don't know anyone that shops with game. Everyone I know now either shops on the Xbox store or Amazon or buys their game second owned in CX. Literally, that's it. Like, game to me, game is over for us. We haven't got GameStop, but game is overpriced compared to its competitors, whether it's Argos or CX or other stores that sell games, not actual game stores, but other places that sell games. And this just makes sense. I remember being in a game store, not a GameStop, but same things apply, and saying to them, "You're gonna be out of business soon," and they was like, "No, we're not." They went out of business 2 months later. Because no one's in there. I went in there to buy something for work. I remember someone was like, "You need to buy this game." I was like, "All right, cool." Went in there and they wanted £40, and then I literally was like, walked across the road to CX, brand new, both of them, and it was like £20. I was like, how are you even still in business? No one's gonna pay double. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I'm assuming the same thing's happening with GameStop, where people are just like, it's easy for people that do have good internet. People always get on me when they're like, well, it's all right for you. You've got the best internet. It's like, yes, I do. I'm lucky enough to live in an area where the only thing I pay for is internet. I don't pay for TV. I don't pay because I don't use it. So that's where I cut back my costs in things like that.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's for me, I can download games and I don't mind paying that little bit extra on a game like Red Dead Redemption, let's say, just so I don't have to have it. And plus, I like not having to put in discs every 2 seconds now. That's just me.
I love the digital. And before we move on, I'll hit it. You said it perfectly. Whenever I go into a GameStop, it's either empty or the actual audience that I usually see in there is a mother or father with their smaller children that might not know about digital, or maybe they don't want to put the credit card on there wisely enough. And they're usually like, hey, here's a stack of our games. We're trading them in for X game.
Yep.
I rarely see people of our age or older in there because they've gotten wise to better deals, whether it be digital. Every time I'm in there, it's either a small child or the place is empty.
Yep.
And as well, we saw this I think last year or so, they started getting into like, well, if you guys aren't buying games from us, let's go to collectibles. We're going to team up with ThinkGeek.
Yeah.
Well, here's the issue. I love walking in there and possibly buying collectibles. I have a couple statues here where it's the impulse purchase. I'm in there, man, that caught my eye. I'm going to buy it. But on the flip side, it's like, well, if you're going to commit to a collectible and t-shirt type company, you can go digital only for that. You can team up with ThinkGeek. It's tough to be like, hey, we're going to pack half our store with t-shirts and collectibles and hope that people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, if you wanted that brick and mortar store, either commit to it like a hot topic or just sell it online, because you're going to get crushed again in the situation. So the rise and the fall of GameStop has truly been beautiful, and we'll see where we go from this in the coming months and years, how long they'll be around. It's interesting.
I don't think long, dude. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say, you know what, maybe 2-3 years, and then I think that's it. I think Amazon is killing everyone. Really is.
Yeah.
Amazon's really killing everyone. And again, I think it's so funny that a lot of people do get at me for this. Like, well, I can't get Amazon Prime in my area, and I can't get quick delivery. I'm like, that's cool, and unfortunate for you, but most of us can. Not everyone lives on a snowy mountain, unfortunately. Like, most of us can just get Amazon Prime. Like, literally, I can order something today, and it will be here. I can even get it tonight, or it will be here tomorrow morning. It's that easy. It really is that easy for a lot of people. And that's what the biggest market is. I mean, I remember in my area, we had like 5 or 6 game shops. And now there's literally the only one that's close to us is one which is about 30-40 minutes away. Yeah, you're probably about right. It's probably about 40 minutes away now. So, yeah, just doesn't make sense.
No doubt.
Next news story. Starbreeze is facing financial trouble after Overkill's The Walking Dead flops. No shit, Sherlock. Swedish gaming publisher Starbreeze. No disrespect to anyone at Starbreeze, but we all saw this happening. Swedish gaming publisher Starbreeze has found itself in financial trouble following the poor sales of Overkill's The Walking Dead, and the company has parted ways with its CEO as a result. In a statement posted on Starbreeze's website, the company said that it had filed for reconstruction, the equivalent of the Swedish equivalent to a company going into administration, with the Stockholm District Court. Quote, based on a shortage of liquidation and that the financial targets set between Q4 and 2018 and 2020 would no longer be applicable, end quote. And another quote, as also announced today, Bob Anderson will leave his position as CEO. Starbreeze added Bo Anderson and Christopher, I'm going to go with, Alwyn have further resigned from Starbreeze's board of directors, effective immediately. Snowbite Mike, let me tell you a little story. Let me tell you a little story about this company, which I enjoyed for a little while. They had a great game called, you may have heard of it, Payday 2. And that's where all of their problems started, because Payday 2 was a fantastic game. The port to Xbox, not great. On the 360, not great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. It wasn't awful. But you know what was awful? When they come out and said, don't worry guys, we will not have pay to win or loot boxes in our game. So we're like, yay, we can keep playing, we can keep doing that thing. And then you know what happened? They put loot boxes and pay to win into the game. And it killed them. That was number 1. Number 2, they announced Overkill's Walking Dead. And I'm like, yo, I love The Walking Dead, you know? When everyone's still alive and I'm enjoying the characters, it's like, yes, I'm in. I'm totally in. And you know what happens? The game doesn't come out until the show starts to die off. The game comes out, and this is where we're at, dude. You know what also upset me a little bit? I reached out for a review code. And you know what they told me? I'm too small. Mike, the faces, they disrespected me. I think they needed my help. A little bit. I think this is the one thing I want to say to companies like Starbreeze is you look at these big YouTubers, like they got Shrouder and they got Game Over Greggy, and they got all these, and I'm sure they paid a lot of money for all these people. Shroud's community does not care about Walking Dead. Overkill's The Walking Dead. They care about Call of Duty, PUBG, maybe a little bit of Fortnite. They are into those type of games. You're getting eyeballs on it, yes, but they do not convert into sales. Where if an MC Fixer, a Snowbite Mike, or any of us with a small, concise audience, when we say we like something, it actually matters. Because our audience listens and trusts us. Be smart with your money. I would have taken 2% of what you paid Shroud. No, I'm joking. Shout out to Shroud. But you get what I'm saying. It's just, there's smart ways to do business and there's bad ways to do business. And this company have been on a downwards for a while now, unfortunately. Did you ever play Payday? Did you ever get into the loot box stuff and all that?
Never felt the loot box stuff. I played Payday, but it was at such a base level of like, we would just go and yell at each other, point guns, and like, it would be freaking out. I thought it was a cool concept, and it was one of those of like, man, I wish I could always bring my friends back to that day and play it together, but I never got to a higher level where it was like, hey, what's the loot box doing over here? Oh, we got to pay for that? I didn't know about that. It was like, oh, shoot that guy. Oh, it's crazy over here, you know?
So I was playing so much that I found there was a glitch you could do where you put up a shield, you then electrocute yourself through a wall, and then you could get all of the money things open, so you didn't have to set up the drill. So then you set up the drill after the fact that you've got everything open. Then I was into that game a lot. I played that game lot on the 360, a lot. But yeah, this is obviously, all jokes aside about what I'm saying, but obviously this is sad to see a development team like Starbreeze that have great games. Overkill's Walking Dead didn't look good to me. It didn't appeal to me. And I wasn't willing to take the financial risk to buy it to show my audience, unfortunately. But this is what happens when you get a property and you bank on it so much, and then it doesn't work out. Unfortunately, that is just how it is. Next up,
Fix gave you the perfect story right there. Yeah. That game was doomed to fail, unfortunately. I don't even think it came out on Xbox or PlayStation yet. It's still delayed technically, so I don't even think it's out yet. I think that was why you saw such an issue there. And you put it perfectly in the story. Walking Dead is on the downfall. You should have been here a little bit ago to do this because it's too late now. Yeah, it's too late now.
When they announced it, this was huge when they announced it. People were like, oh my God, the Walking Dead game that's actually good and not that weird one that we got when you played as Daryl and the graphics were awful. It was do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, you never forget. Never forget.
And it was just like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need this. But yeah.
Keep it going.
Red Dead Redemption Online. Rockstar will rebalance the in-game gold bar economy. I think I said that word wrong. Economy. Yeah, I said that right. There we go. Rockstar has responded to player feedback for Red Dead Online specifically. Jesus Christ. I've died, Mike. I'm sorry. Commenting on fixing the in-game economy. Quote, our current areas of focus include the in-game economy, which will require some additional balancing in order to ensure all activities are appropriately rewarding and fun, as well as some persistent bugs that are causing some players to be kicked from sessions. Rockstar's decision to focus on this fix first is most likely to a response from players complaining about the time it can take to earn one gold bar in-game, which is approximately 8 hours. Users on Reddit figured out the math involved, including user unavailable IDs. Quote, played around 4 hours yesterday. You need to get 100 nuggets to do one gold bar. You get between 0.02 and 0.04 nuggets from a series of death matches, races, etc., which takes 10 minutes each or less, the Reddit user said. How do you feel about the grind in Red Dead Online so far? You played a few, you played it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Is the grind to you like, damn, yeah, that is a bit bad, or are you okay with it?
So to me, I'm not even looking at it as a grind. I'm just more there for the multiplayer fun aspect. You will always hear me say on record, I'm one of the people that will, of course it looks good. I'm helping the company, but truly I will give you real world money for something cool. Like all of my Grand Theft Auto purchases were from real game money. I bought the shark cards. I proceeded to buy the Lamborghini. It's going to happen again here in Red Dead. Once they open up the store, microtransactions, guess what? I'm going to put down $50 to $100 and I'm going to buy whatever I want. I don't look at it as I need to grind for this because I know I'm not going to invest that much time into this game. If I want to look cool, I want the good horse, I'm going to pay real world money that I've earned and put the hard work in to buy that.
100%.
Anybody grinding, I give you kudos. I think that they should fix it because I haven't heard fixed, but I've heard other people walk up to me and say, man, Mike, have you really looked at it? Because it takes forever to get anything. And there I am in La La Land, like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm not trying to buy anything, you know.
I'm not Lamborghini, dude. I don't care.
Dude, I got that sweet Lambo. I got a gold plane, and people are like, "Are you ever flying the plane, Mike?" I'm like, "I'm not flying the plane. Don't worry about the plane."
Don't worry about the plane. It's just there. No, it's interesting because I don't think we've ever had a co-host that is ever been pro microtransactions. But like you said, you work hard for your money. You do what you want with your money. You are absolutely fine with spending it on microtransactions and looking cool and buying the finest things because you've put yourself in a position where you can do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only time I don't like it is when it's pay to win. So I don't like it where, at the moment, Red Dead does feel a little bit pay to win. I don't think it's fair that soon, not yet, but soon, you'll be able to buy, so you put your $50 in, let's say, whatever, and I'm grinding the game, and it's gonna, if the grind doesn't change, which they are changing it, but if it doesn't change significantly, you're going to be able to buy every single gun in the game that is powerful, and I have to grind for, at this rate, a lot of 100 to 200 hours just to get to where you're at, maybe even more than that. Is that fair? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it all just yet, but yeah, that's just the facts at the moment. We'll have to keep you updated on what fixes are to come, but we'll see.
That's an interesting one you say there. I think they do a good job of, like, we talk about pay to win. When I envision Grand Theft Auto Online and more Red Dead Online nowadays, I don't think about the pay to win aspect like that because I think they do a good barrier of entry of, like, I need to be level 12, 44 to buy those guns. And so, like, a person like me who's like coming in like, hey, here's real world cash. Let me buy that. And then I look at it like, oh man, you mean I can't get the Hummer? I can't get that Wart Steed until I'm level 44. And then it's like, oh wait, actually, now I got to put in that grind like Fix is. Yes, Fix might not have the money at that moment, but at least Fix can obtain those items because he is level 50 plus, and I'm over there level 5 trying to look like, the Golden Rider over here. So I think they'll do a good job at holding you back there.
So that's when I beat up Snowball Mike, take his bank card, and then
I'm moving, is right.
Of course. Next story. Rocksteady confirms it's not making a Superman game. No announcement for the Game Awards. I call bullshit, Snowball Mike.
Oh.
I don't really know anything. I don't know nothing about this story. I've not been following it. Sometimes I feel like I just say stuff. Rocksteady, makers of Batman Arkham Trilogy, which I've played. We all know that Arkham Trilogy is not the best games because Origin is. Has confirmed, that was my hyperbole by the way, has confirmed it isn't making a Superman game and the studio won't be making an announcement about the upcoming project at the Game Awards this week. Revealed on Twitter, Rocksteady's co-founder and game director Sefton Hill decided to let fans know ahead of time that the much rumoured Superman game isn't what the studio has in production. The tweet was a little something like this. Looking forward to the Game Awards this year. We're still hard at work in our development bunker, so don't expect an announcement from at Rocksteady Games. When it's ready to show, we'll be the first to know. You'll be the first to know. Spoiler, it's not Superman. What do you make of this? Do you think it's been rumoured for so long? There's stuff coming out. There's leaky leak here, leaky leak there. Do you think he's lying? What do you reckon?
It's tough, Fix, because last week I went on record saying, I don't think Rockstar's going to make it by the end of October or November. And then a day later, they were like, guess what? Here's the beta. Yeah. So for this guy, there's two sides of the coin. Of course, it's a great diversion, right? And then all of a sudden we're at the Game Awards and he's like, oh, wait, one more thing. And then maybe this guy shows up on the TV like, hey, guess what? We're here in the Rockstar bunker or the Rocksteady bunker, and we want to show you what we're making. Great diversion tool. On the flip side, no matter what they're making, whether it be Superman or anything like that, it's a pretty big title no matter what it's going to be. This is a big studio that's been working hard. And I talked about it last week with you. Is the Game Awards really the right place to show all of these games, have so many announcements? It's time to celebrate. So maybe we save this for E3 couple more months to work on things, couple more months to get it perfect and polished. And then at E3, here's the biggest announcement of the summer.
But
so
E3,
I think that could be the one.
That means they're signing a deal with Xbox because PlayStation are not there. Look at that face. If you're not watching
I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping for it.
I tell you, you need to start watching the video version because Snowbird makes the most adorable faces when I'm speaking. He just like tries to put me off, I swear. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I totally get what you mean. If they're not ready, don't show it. Simple as. I definitely think we see this game 2019. Meaning we'll see it 2019, not that we'll get it 2019.
Okay, good call.
But yeah, I think E3 is a better place for that announcement. But the Game Awards be teasing a lot. Speaking about teasing, Gregway, it's more like a segue, don't worry about it. BioWare teases Dragon Age announcement. BioWare General Manager Casey Hudson teased a Dragon Age announcement in a recent post on the BioWare official blog. Quote, if you've been following these blogs or myself and Mark Dara on Twitter, you know we're also working on some secret Dragon Age stuff, said Hudson. Dragon Age is an incredibly important franchise in our studio, and we're excited to continue its legacy. Look for more on this in the coming months, though I won't tell you where to look. ... Game Awards?
Game Awards, maybe?
I don't think so. I generally... this is more... they're working on something. Good to know they're working on something. The Dragon Age fans are obviously super happy. I don't think we see this at Game Awards. I just don't. I think it was a good tease around the Game Awards to add to the speculation, and like me and you are now talking about Dragon Age again, and there's plenty more of people out there with podcasts doing exactly the same thing. But I don't think this gets announced at Game Awards.
100%. I agree with you there on this one, Fix. And of course, it is the time. It's in the life cycle where we know another Dragon Age is coming. Mm-hmm. After Mass Effect Andromeda flopped and they kind of put the nail in the coffin on that series, most likely. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, guess what? Yeah, we know you're working on Dragon Age because that's really the only other big thing you do over there. Yeah. So I knew that was going to happen. I'm excited because I liked Dragon Age Inquisition. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all the Dragon Ages, which we're going to talk about in your Games with Gold coming up soon. I believe you get one of those. Yeah. And on the flip side, I keep looking on my Xbox store page at Divinity 2 Origins of Sin, whatever it is. That looks exactly like Dragon Age. And I'm like, so close to buying it. But now that I hear this, I'm like, okay, take a deep breath, Mike. You don't got to buy that right now. You can wait till Dragon Age.
You should buy 2 copies and send me one, and then we can play together.
Deal. I love it. I'll make it happen. Put it on the record. Put it on the ink.
Yeah, no, like I said, for me, it's just like, I've never been into Dragon Age. I played Inquisition for about 3 hours on stream. Again, I've got to be honest with you though. I've learned a lot about myself this year, which is I don't give things a chance enough. I'm very much in my zone, like blinders on. I'm like, no, leave me alone. They're like, no, I need to get out of my bubble and try new things. So that's what I've got to do. So the next Dragon Age, I'm going on record. I will try it and give it a go. So yes.
Love it.
Speaking of games I'm going to give a try for next year, because Jesus #1 sucks, because I'm playing it. Kingdom Hearts 3 download file size revealed on Xbox. What is Kingdom Hearts 3's download file size? According to the official Microsoft Xbox Store listing, it's roughly 35.81 gigabytes. It's a slow news week, guys, sorry. On the Xbox, this is smaller than the Kingdom Hearts collection, but it likely doesn't include many pre-rendered cutscenes. The game also looks gorgeous with its unique art style, which I can confirm since I played it at EGX. So yeah, there's nothing more here. It's 35 gigs. Be prepared. It's coming in January. Is that the biggest game coming in January? Hell no. Resident Evil 2 Remake is, and no one cares about Kingdom Hearts. Mike, I hope you're ready for this show, bro. When Resident Evil drops, it's over. I might just do the show by myself, because there's going to be nothing else worth talking about.
You might take on the OK Beast mindset of just making a Fallout 76 podcast, but just make it Resident Evil 2 podcast.
I'll be honest with you, that's pretty much my live streams as they are. So
I love it. I mean, the size sounds average to me. I expect a day one patch.
Yes.
That will probably boost it up. I'm looking anywhere from 50 to 60. Yeah. Would be like, all right, cool, understandable to me. Nothing special coming from there. Excited to try it, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Did you play any of the originals? 1, 2.
No, I've not played any of them. I've never played any. because it started
so
out, I
like
believe, with like the slower face, Pokemon Tactics one where you pick the move and then you kill the thing, and then it
sort
looked
of,
like they
yeah.
picked up into the hack and slash.
They all sort of play the same from what I've played. They're just
Yeah.
one's again. If I could just get the story of one, I should just sit me and Haley down and watch it, because the gameplay is atrocious. The camera of that game, it is atrocious. But people tell me 2's better, so I'm so close to just skipping. Excuse me, doing 2 before 3 comes out, but. And then there's these gummy ships that are super boring. Oh, it's just, oh god.
Oh,
Last story
no.
this week. Director Rupert Wyatt no longer working on the Halo TV series. Showtime is making some progress on finally bringing Halo's series to the small screen. How dare you? Small screen. But one less talent that won't be along for the ride. Per this report from the Wrap, director Rupert Wyatt, who previously worked on Rise of the Planet of the Apes, has stepped down from the project mainly due to scheduling conflicts. He won't serve as either director or executive producer for the series, the company noted. Are you excited for this TV series? Like, I'm kind of hoping. I mean, I've never been a big Halo guy, so for me, it's like if I can find a way to love Halo for a different medium, and it brings appreciation to that series for me, and I can take it into games, that would be brilliant. I'm just whatever so far.
I'm definitely I'm hot. Okay, so I big Halo fanboy. There you go. I've read actually 4 of the books, so I'm invested in the universe.
Man.
And so, man, when they had the Halo channel back in the day, and they had that so show, then they had the movie where Master Chief showed up in the last 5 minutes, and people were like, "Oh, spoiler, my bad." You knew it was coming. Exactly. So anywhere where I can get a Halo universe type style, whether it be a movie, an anime, a book, a comic, whatever, I'm in for it.
Okay.
And so Showtime, you got one of those higher broadcasting networks like HBO.
Yeah.
They got a lot of money and backing. I hope that this is good and fun, and I would definitely be in for a 8 to 12 season long episodic story, and then see where we go from there. So I'm in for it. Got
you. That makes perfect sense. Everyone's gonna love you now because I hate Halo, as everyone knows. I don't actually hate Halo. I just don't know enough about Halo. Like I said, I've played every single Halo game. Every single one. I've played them. Not finished them, but I've played every single one now. And people still like, you hate Halo. I'm like, I just don't care about Halo. That's all. There's a difference between hating something and not caring. Dan only right now is like, oh my god, they're talking about Halo. My Xbox and me never talks about Halo. He's so happy right now. So shout out to you.
I'm here to talk about Halo for you. I'm back.
Xbox Games with Gold for December has been announced. You got QB 2, December 1st to December 31st. Never Alone, December 16th to January 15th. Race to the Sun, November 16th to December 15th. Yep. Dragon Age, December 1st to December 15th. Yeah, whatever. And the first ever OG Xbox game is on the Games with Gold list, which is Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, from December 16th to December 31st. Mike, how much time we got? We got enough time to do Fix the Sack this week?
We got time. Let's hit it.
Let's do it. Fix the Sack this week, brought to you by nobody. First question. Hi, Fixer and Mike. As Crackdown 3 is out in February on Xbox Game Pass, first, do you think once it finally drops, it will be well received? And secondly, if it wasn't on Game Pass, would it have done well in sales after it kept getting pushed back? Love both of your work. Keep it hyped zoned. Don't know about that.
I'm going to put you in the hype zone.
Jeez.
I think this is a good question. I mean, we've talked about it before. You have to temper your expectations. You need to know the game coming out. So if everybody keeps a level head and understands that this isn't going to be The Last of Us 2, this isn't meant to blow everybody's mind.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun, shoot 'em up, jump all over the crazy world, super speed type video game, then yes, it's going to be well received. I think there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews because people have a bad taste in their mouth because it's taken so long. So I think that might spoil the review process out there. But all in all, I bet you that most people will enjoy this game. It's going to sit at a good 7 to 8 area, maybe 6.5 to 8. Let's give it. It's going to be good. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be amazing. It's going to be good. It's going to be a mid-tier game that you want on your Xbox Game Pass. Now, that being said, of course, it's not going to break any records on sales. It will sell well. It's not breaking the top 30. I can guarantee you that when you look at the sales, especially since Darksiders didn't just break the top 30. I don't think it will break any sort of sales milestones there.
We found so far that Game Pass enhances Xbox game sales. That's a known fact that everyone has come out. I've spoken to so many people, especially the Rare team, that were like, they were the first game to be in Game Pass. You got to remember, and they were super nervous. I spoke to Joe, who does a ton over there, and he was saying they were worried. They didn't know that it was going to translate into sales both ways. It did. It paid off. Look, the way you've got to look at it is if there's people like myself who wouldn't have touched Crackdown with a barge pole, but because I have Game Pass, I will now play it. And if I like it, I'm then going to get behind it and speak about it a lot more. There's got to be people like me in the same boat. Where like, I've got Game Pass, why am I not going to try it? Which then will influence other people to pick up the game, maybe get Game Pass for it, whatever it may be. And then we go from there. I don't know how good it's going to be. I don't know... well received. I think it will be well received by the hardcore Crackdown fans. I don't think it will be well received in the media. But that's just how it is, unfortunately. I'm with you, Mike. 6.5 to 8 tops. Next one. Hello, Hype Man and Fixer. Whoa, 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 whoa. My name always goes first in these emails. All right? Hype Man. How dare you? No. Hope you're both well, kicking butt and playing some video games. My question is, what TV show, old or new, would you like to see get the video game treatment? I would love a Stargate game with the feel like Mass Effect 2. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Stay glorious, your friend, Mr. Moody. Good question. I'd like a Walking Dead game that actually... No, I'm chatting crap. Imagine. Starbreeze is just like, what? We just gave you a Walking Dead game, god damn it!
That's why you didn't get review code. That's
exactly.
what they're yelling. That's why.
I mean, it happens. Have you got one that comes to mind that you would...
I got a couple.
Oh, okay.
I wrote down. So, as I sipped my morning Frappuccino and thought about Gatorade hype moments,
wait, let me stop you. This guy, let me tell you about Snowbite Mike. See me. I just throw it on the page and just go... and the stuff comes out. Snowball Mike like gets the show, gets himself a cup of coffee, starts writing notes. I'm like, damn, this kid's good. I like him. I'm gonna have to keep.
I got a whole
around.
clipboard of notes. I'm in here.
Around. I'm not gonna lie. No, go ahead.
So, Mr. Moody, you hit it right on the head. I like the Stargate one, and I'm gonna keep it in that same genre. I'm gonna say Firefly. Firefly is one that people love. It's that sci-fi western. I could see that kind of having that Mass Effect 2 feel, and it stays in your sci-fi realm. I even went a little bit farther. I would love to see a true, fun Game of Thrones type game. I think that would be a good time. We've had a couple of them, but I think with how hype it is right now, the show kind of nearing its end, the book's nearing its end, this might be a good rejuvenation into it. I would love to see a My Hero Academia game. That fighting game is not it for me. The 3D fighter... that's not it.
What's that game?
My Hero 2 Heroes show. I don't know.
Something like that. I know which one you're talking about. The one
with
everyone in it. You goes in it. I got hyped.
Oh yes. That one's not it. I got a couple other ones. Bob's Burgers in a Simpsons Hit and Run or Simpsons the Movie game type style.
I like that.
I love that Bob's Burgers.
Like
I would love to see.
Wait. Apply that again, but to Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So, couple of fun ones in that kind of aspect. My final two would be a Man in the High Tower from Amazon Prime Video. I think that would make a fun one. Maybe like a Wolfen style one, not overly violent and, shoot 'em up, I guess I should say, but more of like a story driven. There's a little bit of spy espionage, some shooting. I think that would be good because you got a great story with that one. And my final one would be a revamped and fun Die Hard game. It's the holiday season. I'll never forget. I'll never forget it.
So dope. You had
that's why I wrote revamped.
It was so good. It was so good.
You'll never forget it. So I think those are some of the movies or TV shows that I would like to see get that video game treatment. I think a couple of those, you saw Fixed Smile, you might be smiling. I think a couple of those could truly actually do well if given the tender love and care.
Yeah, I want a Mulan game. I've always said it. I know we're not. We've had a Mulan game. There was a Mulan game on PS1. I owned it. I know you said TV and not film, but whatever. Yeah, love a Mulan game where it's with a bit more action. We never got an action Mulan game, which I would think were dope. I'm down for it to be like a straight rip from the animated film, and we just play out those scenes with a little bit of walking around the world, and you go through training, and you understand what I'm saying, all right? Next up, I'll be honest with you, I'm not watching a ton lately. All I've watched is Shark Tank for about... I've watched about 3 seasons of Shark Tanks in the last couple of days. It's ridiculous. Like, literally, that's all me and Haley have been watching together. Because I'm like, I'm not really feeling anything else. And plus, we already got the best TV show game, which is South Park. But yeah, I would take a Shark Tank game where you go in, you got to build the business, then you go in and you build the business plan, and then you have to sell it to the sharks, and then you do it all over again. I'm down. Like a $10.
Great idea.
I'll take it.
I love that.
I'll take it. It's going to be crap. And you know what? Let's add it to you have to use your avatar. Your Xbox avatar has to do it.
Sweet.
Boom,
Sweet.
boom. I'm selling games out here. Mike, that's it. That's all we got time for this week. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. What you got to plug this week, my friend?
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Snowbike Mike. Want to say thank you for letting me come in and give you some audio and visual pleasure with my guy, MC Fixer, here on the My Xbox and Me podcast. You guys are truly all amazing. I have nothing to plug because you know what? We got to give the spotlight to my man right over here, Mr. MC Fixer. He deserves the spotlight. I don't have anything to plug this week except me and MC Fixer are live streaming our live reactions this Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's about 6 p.m. All of you UK best friends out there, watch our live reactions on both of our Twitch accounts. And, of course, go check out the guys and gals of Kind of Funny on their actual Twitch account as well. That's all I got for you.
Cool. Yeah, don't ever let him give me all that. Go check out Snowbite Mike, twitch.tv/SnowbiteMike, youtube.com/SnowbiteMike. Go and show him the My Xbox and Me love. The man has been epic since he's been on. I've had a lot of questions from people like, is Snowbite Mike going to be on full time? Is Snowbite Mike here? Stuff's happening. Snowbite Mike is here. Snowbite Mike has committed. He wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do this show. The boy is committed. He wants in. He loves it. And then a lot of people saying, what happened to Amy? Amy is not gone. It's just scheduling. That's the problem we got right now. Is mine and Mike's schedule has been working lately. Amy, you'll remember, she's on a rota system, so doesn't always get the days off that we need. The plan is to have a 3-man and woman team, and we'll cycle in. When Mike can do it, Mike's on the show. When Amy can do it, and Mike can't do it, Amy's on the show. And then when we all can do it, we're all on the show, which I think would bring a total different dynamic to the show. But Mike is in. He loves it. I'm thankful and so happy with the response. It's something we've been planning for so long. And, like, behind the scenes, we just couldn't make it work. We've now made it work. It's working. We love it. People love it. So, yes. Congratulations. Thank you, Snowball Mike, for joining the team. I appreciate it. Can't wait to put out.
Oh, my God. You're the best.
You're an idiot. And, yeah, like I say, twitch.tv/MCFixer, youtube.com/MCFixer. If you're not subscribed to both those places, please go and follow and subscribe. And then if you've got Twitch Prime, you've got Amazon Prime. And if you ain't giving it to this guy, give it to that guy. No, don't point it back at me. That's not how it works. God damn it. And until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Goodbye.
See you, everybody.